Hi there, welcome back to my views and new studio stories. First, it was a key meeting was held yesterday between two top political parties, opposition political parties. Since 2025 could be an election year, or it could be leading to the election at the start of 2026 in Ethiopia. This meeting is very crucial. These two parties are under pressure. An armed group is pressurizing these two parties. Parties want to engage the ruling Prosperity Party as well. So what happened? Second was Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, issued a statement yesterday. What is this statement about? And thirdly, viewers, hundreds of Ethiopians have been deported from a neighboring country. Were they living illegally there? Why is Ethiopian government silent while its citizens are being deported? Did they enter that region illegally? Are there any people from that region in Ethiopia too living illegally? Let's start, viewers. Firstly, two political parties met yesterday. The two parties are from the Oromia region of Ethiopia. 2025 is the year of political developments in Ethiopia, and it is the year of Ethiopia Eritrea hostilities. You'll see that. Uh, Parties start early to contest an election. Obviously, you need preparation, you need homework, you need to activate your supporters, you need to choose the candidates, you need to reach out to the people to convince them to vote for you. So it takes time. Election campaigns always begin months, if not years, before the actual date of election. If election is due to be held at the start of next year, it means that electoral campaign has begun. I said what Jawar is doing is basically start of electoral campaign by Jawar. What Abiy is doing, it's also an electoral campaign start. Abiy will try to crush, will try to silence his opponents. That's clear. I am very clear about it. People criticize me when I say that this is Ajay, you are against Ethiopia, Ethiopian government. But you saw how election was held in 2021 in Ethiopia. Abiy wants deja vu. He wants the same type of election which was held in 2021. He almost ran unopposed. He wants again this type of election. This time, he is going to face a challenge. We are gradually seeing opposition groups, politicians, political parties stand up to the Ethiopian government, Ethiopian ruling party. The role of two political parties is very crucial in the next election. The two parties are from the Oromia region. OFC, Oromo Federalist Congress, led by Murira Gudina, Jawar, and OLF, Oromo Liberation Front, led by Daud Ibsa, are two main parties. Both are from Oromia. Why are they important? Because they are from Oromia. Abiy is from Oromia too. Prosperity Party's main strength is from Oromia. If OLF and OFC manage to weaken Abiy in Oromia, Abiy won't be able to get himself elected. That is why these two parties matter more than other opposition parties. The role of these two parties is crucial in terms of their strategy. How will they contest the election? Will they contest or not? Because last time they boycotted. In 2021, when the election was held, the leaders were in prison. Daud Ibsa was under house arrest. Jawar was in prison. Baklegar was in prison too. Hamza Buran, etc. So they announced the boycott of the election, which was a bad move, I believe. I still say that I said back then too that the boycott of election was a bad move. It was a bad decision by the government, by these parties. Now, next election almost around the corner. Will these parties boycott or will they contest election? If they contest election, what will they do? Will they form an alliance? Will they demand transparency? Will they validate this election by participating in it? Or will they demand reforms and after that they'll contest election? These are very important questions. Oromo Liberation Army 2 days ago issued a statement saying that these parties, OLFs, OFC, must not be involved in photo shoots with Prosperity Party. OLA said Prosperity Party wants to use OLF and OFC to show to the international community that PP is talking to opposition parties and that PP believes in dialogue. And Abiy wants, he is seeking acceptance. That is why OLF, OFC should not give this acceptance to Prosperity Party, to Abiy's government. But these two groups are parties, political parties. If they want to contest election, they'll have to talk to the government. They'll talk to the National Election Board of Ethiopia. They'll have to talk to the Prosperity Party as well. Now they have held a meeting, internal meeting. So far, nothing has come out. What did they agree on? I believe that these two parties should try to form broad alliance. They should form broad alliance and they should then demand. They should make demands about making the election transparent. What will make the next election credible, transparent, free and fair? This is what these parties should speak about. They should make it public what they want. Ola does not want any secret engagement between these parties and Prosperity Party. Let's see what these parties do. Will they secretly reach an agreement with the ruling party? Will they try to form a broad opposition alliance? Will they boycott election? Second was Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa issued a statement yesterday. By the way, it's good to see that at least embassies are working. Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian embassy in Asmara are working. Though tensions between the two countries are all-time high, unprecedented tensions. Both are now accusing each other officially of stoking another war. But luckily, diplomatic contact is intact so far. Eritrean embassy spoke about the AU summit held in Addis Ababa, saying that AU summit participants called for lifting of sanctions on Eritrea, sanctions which were imposed on Eritrea by the EU and the US. AU leaders called for lifting of sanctions on African countries imposed by EU and US. And whenever sanctions are imposed, definitely sanctions have an impact not on just governments but people too. When economic activity is disrupted, people suffer. In the end, people suffer because governments don't suffer. People in power don't suffer. They have power, they have money, they have contacts, they don't suffer. But those who are under the people in power, masses, they suffer. So sanctions definitely made the people of Eritrea suffer, firstly. Secondly, Eritrea never took AU seriously, by the way. Eritrea calls AU, IGAD, toothless bodies which have no real influence. But Eritrean embassy is quoting the statement of African Union. Eritrea does not contribute as well to AU. All AU member countries have to give financial contribution to the AU. But generally, Eritrea does not pay its contribution to AU. And AU leaders, Chairperson said they have been asking Eritrean government to give its pledged contribution to the AU, but Eritrean president, I have not seen him attend AU summits, mainly because summits are held in Addis Ababa. And these days, Eritrea Ethiopia relations not very good. Though in the past too, from 2018 to 2021, when Ethiopia and Eritrea were on good terms, even back then we did not see SASA working at AU summits. So it does not take AU very seriously. Same with IGAD too. Eritrea withdrew from IGAD years ago. It I think, then rejoined recently, over a year ago. But so far, Eritrea is not actively participating in IGAD and AU, but it wants AU, IGAD to raise voice for Eritrea. Lastly, viewers, Ethiopians are being deported from a neighboring country. Ethiopian government is silent. Puntland has deported over 1,000, around 1,000 Ethiopians over the last few weeks. Puntland is conducting an operation against ISIS fighters in Miskad Mountains. Strikes are being conducted. UAE, US supporting Puntland by conducting strikes. The area where this operation is being conducted has huge reserves of precious metals and minerals. The Puntland government does not want this area to win the control of ISIS fighters. Ethiopia is cooperating with Puntland forces. Puntland acknowledged Ethiopian support for this operation, but Ethiopians in Puntland are being mistrusted because some Ethiopians have been found fighting on the side of ISIS. That is why Ethiopians living illegally, living without proper documents in Puntland, are being arrested and deported. Around 1,000 have been deported so far, though no official statement from Puntland government or Ethiopian government, but it's been confirmed by sources that around 1,000 deported so far, and Ethiopian government is silent. How many Somalis are living in Ethiopia illegally? Should Ethiopia deport them as well? Were all these 1,000 people supporting ISIS? Or just a few? I think only one has been captured. One Ethiopian has been captured who was fighting on the side of ISIS, but 1,000 deported. Ethiopia, Somalia borders, very porous borders. People frequently move across the border. Generally, they don't have documents. Yes, borders should be guarded. The movement should be systematic and it should be in accordance with international law. But if you implement international law on Ethiopia, Somalia border, believe me, tens of thousands will have to be deported from Somalia to Ethiopia and vice versa. Thank you for watching.